Concerning me, peeps, what's up? It's me, John D. Villarreal, and we've got Paul at Villarreal over there. So now we're starting to hear rumors, and we don't know if this is true or not. It's just rumors. It's been hitting out there on the forums with mixedmartialarts.com. That's where I post, and that's the best forum in my personal opinion. Check it out. Go there. You can hit me up. A lot of pros there. We love it. So there's rumors going down right now about discussion. And this may have been reported in the news out there, and if it is, then we'll try to find that for you. That Jon Jones, the UFC light heavyweight champion, supposedly is interested in fighting Fedor, the last emperor. Now, Fedor has been talked about fighting Dan Henderson, the super fight, and all that type of situation. What's up with Jon Jones getting in this mix? Do you think they should fight? Would you watch that fight, and who would win that fight? Now, I don't think Fedor should even think about this fight or even need to take it. There is an angle there, but I just don't think it's a good enough angle. Because right now, Jon Jones is the hot it thing. Or at least was a week or two ago, until he got hurt. Now it's a GSP fight. Now GSP is the greatest thing ever. So, not to say that they haven't both been great and they aren't both great champions. They are, but you know how this goes with the fanboys out there. So the point is, if I'm Fedor, why do I take that fight? Am I going to have a big box office for that fight? Is everyone just waiting for that fight? No. You stay doing your big heavyweight fights like Fedor versus Overeem, or Fedor versus Henderson. I think makes some sense. I mean, there's some different fights there that make some sense. But at the same time, if Fedor goes in there and whoops up on Jon Jones at 205, maybe takes the title at 205. That can completely reignite the whole Fedor mystique at a whole different weight class, which is one of the preeminent weight classes in UFC, at least recent history. Paul, what do you make of this discussion, this rumor? And again, we're putting down here, we're not alleging fact, we're not casting aspersions, all for entertainment parody purposes. This is all our personal opinion only. Boom. Check the disclaimers. What do you make of this thing? Fedor versus Jon Jones. Anything to it? Who do you think would win? Should Fedor take the fight?
I think that right now, if I had to guess, and I don't know, so this is just a guess, I would imagine that it would be coming from Jon Jones and his camp, and they're basically trying to build up Jones's mystique on, the legacy and legend of Fedor. Now Fedor looks, maybe he's seen his better days, looks a little bit vulnerable. Jon Jones is supposed to be basically unbeatable. And so, hey, let's just throw out another name here, Fedor, who is, not the biggest heavyweight in the world, somebody that probably could make 205, and Jon Jones being someone that probably could fight at heavyweight or will soon. So I think that's what it is. As you mentioned, I mean, there's an angle there for Fedor. I doubt he'd ever take the fight. He really doesn't have anything to gain by taking the fight at this point. He needs to kind of reestablish where he's at in his career. Look, I mean, it'd be an interesting fight. I will say this, Fedor is certainly more equipped to deal with somebody like Jon Jones than most of the people Jon Jones has fought. And that includes guys that I respect in Bader and in even Shogun. And Shogun's not fighting heavyweights, and he's not fighting guys the size of Bigfoot Silva. So it's a whole different deal when you deal with Fedor, even maybe past his prime Fedor. But, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. We'll see if there's any truth to this.
Look, I mean, what I'm seeing here, and I have to check the tape, see what's going on, is that supposedly this is during the UFC 129 Q&A, and I believe Joe Rogan asked him about it, had that question put over there, Jon Jones, and he seemed to, about the whole super fights between, Strikeforce UFC and, Jon Jones allegedly got excited about the whole Fedor situation. So, I mean, this is like whatever. But it could possibly happen down the road. Who knows? You never know with these things. They can be put together. But I think that, as great of a champion as Jon Jones is, and I'm a big fan of his, even with Fedor, maybe not as good as he once was, whatever like that, I think Fedor wrecks him. Fedor's been used to dealing with guys that are much, much bigger than Johnny Bones Jones. Yeah, Johnny Bones Jones is 6'4". What? Like, Fedor hasn't fought people that, I mean, he fought a dude that was over 7 foot tall, okay? I mean, he just was in there with Bigfoot Silva, who was at least 6'5", and he's like, you know, coming in the cage, probably 280, 285 fight time. And he hung in there for 2 strong rounds and really had the better of it in the first round. And also, like, you know, Johnny Bones Jones is a great wrestler. That's great. But, you know, Fedor is dangerous on his back. He's dangerous from any angle. I just don't see it happening. But, of course, anything can happen. But I like Fedor big time in that fight. And I don't know that that's really a fight that gets Fedor back in the mix unless it is for that 205 title and they, you know, they sort of build it up and whatnot. I don't think anyone's really, you can definitely get interest for that fight. I don't think anyone's waiting for that fight, and I think there's better fights for Fedor. So, but we'll have to see. What do you guys think about that? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Would you want to see that fight? Who do you think wins that fight? Talk to us right now. Comments below, subscribe above. I'm Jon D. Villarreal. That is Paul. We're Conservative Media, and we will see you next time.